Alrighty. Howdy ho, folks. Multiversal Medium here for another episode of Harvestella. Last episode, I tried to sign off the episode only for 3 more cutscenes to happen. We also dealt with a bunch of stupid stuff plot-wise because this game's plot is stupid. Just long and short of it, it's just dumb. Oh, I don't think there's anything else to harvest, is there? Nope. Anyways, apparently Quietus or whatever it's supposed to be. Think Hello? Yeah, sure, put that in there. I don't care. I put something weird in here too? No. Okay. And just sell. Sure. Pop the other stuff into storage. But yeah, we are finally exploring the next dungeon after a bunch of cutscenes that seemed pretty stupid, to be perfectly honest. And a lot of questions that didn't make sense. But once more, it's what I expect from this game. What I expect. I'm just amazed every once in a while that they were stupid in a new way. That's it. The long and short of it. Alrighty. What exactly do I want? Oh, right. I wanted to see if I had enough materials to upgrade my weapon. Not other people's weapons. I don't know if they're going to stay in my party. So why would I? But may as well try to upgrade my weapon. And yeah, looks like it. Oh wait, let's see the Leer Stone. The most precious Siren Stone. It is said that a siren is fully grown when they are able to make 2 types of stone. Oh, okay. Weird. But whatever. Yeah, let's just get this done. So far, it's about the only good use for my money, really. Just upgrading my equipment. I need 4 more silver and 4 more copper. Certain we'll get that somewhere. Who cares? But anyways, apparently since we're about to be locked into the house like a hurricane in a better farming game, we may as well try to do the dungeon stuff right now. Actually, I vaguely remember that in Rune Factory 1. I think because obviously like hurricanes are really devastating. And if you go out and about in them, you'd usually end up sick or fatigued. But if you visited people during hurricanes in Rune Factory, they'd be super happy and like you'd get more friendship points or love points or whatever. Because it's you checking on them, making sure they're okay. Do I need to go through here just to get to the dungeon, or could I have done it through the overworld? Whatever. Anyways, since Rune Factory 1 is so... Yeah, Coral Shrine, let's go. It's really slow for what it is. It was kind of a testing of an idea. But basically, you walk very slowly, and like other farming games, better than this one, at a certain time of night, you kind of need to sleep, otherwise you're going to get highly fatigued and all that. So, it's just a repeat. Like, this is just a... Let me put it this way. This bridge and this little water bit is just a tile set for the devs that they put right there while, like, making this dungeon. So it looks obscenely similar to the other bridge we could have made. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, since you walk so slow and it was kind of hard to get through an entire dungeon in a day or whatever, you had a tool that was a sleeping bag so you could sleep in dungeons. And it was also useful because you'd farm in dungeons and replenish everything. Via the fact that farming was really useful in that game. I want to grab that thing. I'm curious. Why not? These FOE nonsenses are nothing, really. They're whatever. But, so basically you'd, like, farm in the dungeon as you're slowly conquering it. And then when you're finally ready to take on the boss, you'd sleep in the dungeon, harvest your produce, get, like, all this bonus from harvesting it that would, like, replenish all your stats. And then you'd go into the boss fight, like, just raring to go, basically. But I say that because I vaguely remember, I think you could be in dungeons during, like, hurricanes and not get the huge rain you usually would in the Rune Factory games. Which means it was the best time to go dungeon crawling, basically. And that's a nice little tidbit. It's like, hey, here's this event or whatever that makes it hard to... Yeah, you guys can attack now, please and thank you. It's trying to attack me. Nope, I always have to be the one to just do the first hit. You guys will not. It's freaking hilarious. I was complaining in Dragon Quest Treasures that the party members you had were hyper aggressive. Meanwhile, these party members are just hyper passive. Whatever. Cutscene. Anyways, it was nice to have something that, like, hey, here's this reason you can't do one part of the game. It's a perfect time to do the other part of the game, though. And it felt natural. Unlike Quietus, where we're probably just going to be stuck in the house not doing anything because it's lethal to go outside. Not just detrimental, it's lethal. So we can't do anything besides stay in the house and do nothing until we solve it, basically. You hear a quaking voice cry. Emo, we may need to recite the Forbidden Nocturne. It must be scary. But our spirits, please return them to the sea. Return them to the Bola. You must. Okay. Meep. A Forbidden Nocturne? So, like, not for nothing, but obviously this girl with us is supposed to be the last siren and all that. But how do sirens reproduce? Like, apparently, as the fairy said, hey, they don't interact with things on land. So it's not like they're stealing fishermen to do it, like how you'd kind of expect in a different RPG. So, how are they reproducing? Is like... Okay. Can we drain this? Yeah, whatever. Maybe we can freeze it at some point. Huh. Well, I'm fine with puzzle stuff. It's just... was not expecting it from this game because, game isn't good. To be blunt, that's why I wasn't expecting puzzles.
That was a good workout.
But like, is this like party member of ours basically the last of her species, and thus the species is going to go extinct? Basically, is what I'm asking. Okay, we got a whatever. Who's a drain the water? Oh, it's like a worse version of the water temples in Zelda games. With the water gone, you can now walk across the bottom. Cool. Yeah, I kind of figured that out. You guys not know how to swim? Not for nothing, but it's... I don't know.
Let's get this
Yeah. Okay, so like I grew up in America, obviously, in the USA. And it's pretty common for a majority of people to know how to swim where I'm at. And I don't know how common that is in other countries. But like, say, even if you didn't grow up in an area with water for you to swim at, or weren't taken to specific classes to learn how to swim or whatever. Your school at a certain age. Ooh, Coral Shrine 3 key. Okay. Whatever. Cool. The school you go to usually would have something that was the equivalent of a way of teaching you how to swim. I remember my middle school had swim classes. Didn't need them. I remember my elementary, like, once a month or so would take all the kids to the YMCA, because it's a gay old time, but basically to have them learn to swim for gym class. So just... Did you guys not know how to swim? It seems pretty common and pretty... Like, I know common knowledge is not common knowledge for everyone. I know that. But it seems pretty common knowledge for a majority of people is all. In my own weird views of the world. And I get it if I am wrong with you guys listening at home, but you should probably learn how to swim.
That thing is terrifying.
Yeah, majority of scenarios, you're probably not going to have an issue, but it's not a super difficult skill to learn some very basic stay above water kind of floating nonsense, as well as a means to move forward. It's not a difficult skill to learn. Heck, I'd say learning how to ride a bike is more difficult than learning how to swim. It is almost natural to learn how to swim, really. So, it's literally just a very useful life-saving skill. So the fact that we couldn't get anywhere because there is water in this freaking game, kind of weirdly insulting. Saying none of our characters know how to, like, swim or anything. That's a choice. Okay, where are we on the map? Okay. Okay, yeah, let's just go south for now. See where this leads. Hey, dungeon exploration, right? I'd feel like it's a waste, but God knows I do need to slowly level up my characters.
Too bad, huh?
Characters? Are these dudes gonna stay in my party? Is that a thing that's gonna happen? Let's see here. Bolt impulse. Grease. Freezing. That's normal attack. Like, I am just trying to beeline my way to any enhanced normal attack thing on the job board. Because it doesn't feel fun to, really do any other attack. It doesn't feel fun to fight in this game. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go out a bit more on a limb. It doesn't feel fun to play this game. Like, not for nothing, it's not a fun game. It really isn't. Depending on how cheap you can get this game, sure, why not? It's a time waster. But it's not a good game. It really isn't. Like, just long and short.
Here I go.
I know I'm playing a casting class right now. I know being in melee is actually just dumb. Because they just wail on you and there's... I know some of the classes get a skill that let them dodge. Cool, it's still not fun that way from what I'd gather. Oh no, maybe it is. Maybe I should be doing that. What's this? Oh, I need bombs? Not... Oh, don't have a bomb. Can't be doing that. Ain't cool enough. Another thing that needs to, like, have the fountain going. Oh, do I need to go all the way back and, like, undrain the water?
It's terrifying. Curiosity.
Sounds annoying.
Both of us.
Just sounds annoying. Oh, just try to be smart about this. Get out of the way of their AoE nonsense. Can I target the one that's right next to me, please? There we go. Slow. Nope. Target the. Dude. Dude. Just target the one that's like lower on HP. It's not that big of a like ask, really. Oh my gosh. Was it seriously not letting me target him because he was off camera? I don't think it would let me hit him because he was off camera and it wouldn't target him. Are you serious? Oy vey. Whatever. That's par for the course. It's what I expect. What I'd expect. I don't know why I keep like getting genuinely upset at stupid game design in this game. It's what this game does best. Bad game design. Okay, grab those. Is this just a... Yeah, that's just drop down. May as well go back to where I got the fountain flowing. That way I don't have to come back here. Like, honestly, I just want to, like, in this game, grind to the point where I can myrtleize everything around me. And then just be good. Because at that point, I don't need to play much of this game. I only need to be paying attention to the various plot points, which aren't good, and I'll still get upset about them, but at least I won't slowly have to move from one plot point to the next plot point, really. Whatever. Anyways, I started to talk about it last episode, but I didn't finish the thought process because a cutscene happened, because that's how it usually happens in these games. I'm glad media is starting to move away from the super unathletic caster kind of individual and move a bit more towards mages that actually know that being physically fit has a purpose. Basically. Like, oh, hey, maybe I shouldn't get winded from walking as a mage when I need to be in battle, basically. Like, yeah, just the fact that media is starting to move away from that is nice. Yeah, like, seriously, it's just smarter to be a caster in this game. Like, I'm pulling one enemy at a time from a group of enemies. I have one, like, party member that's melee, so they're tanking it. Oh, accidentally pulled the other one because it changed who I was targeting. This one slightly went out of my range, even though I'm supposed to be a ranged DPS right now. We can't have too much range, even if I'm, like, targeting them and locked on. That would be stupid. That'd be too powerful. I had a bit too much range. Oy vey. Pop a save here. I have a feeling a boss fight's about to happen. Getting around that point. Let's see. Nope, no boss fight. Would have given me a pop-up, probably. Or maybe yes. This feels like a boss fight. Oh. Philosophical Hypocenter. Sure. Why not? I feel like I'm gonna find a glowing one in there. Is this? They made a big bubble. Meep. Let's follow her. Sure, why not? Also, just so you know, it's like almost my bedtime, so gotta speed this up. Emo. Is that one? Or I don't have anything to say. Of course it's one of them. You hear a tender voice caress you. Emo, my dear sweet Emo. Please forgive us. for leaving you behind. That day the sea's light glowed fierce. That dangerous ball of light. The day the ocean's flame appeared. When we realized the danger, we knew we had to keep you safe and released you from the sea. To seal away the ocean's flame, we sang the forbidden nocturne. But we could not comprehend the extent of the power it held. It was necessary for we sirens to sacrifice our souls. It was the only way. Okay, so I know it's supposed to be a very sad moment. One, they're not nailing that. I don't care. But two, so apparently singing this song destroyed them. How did they leave the messages then? Like, I'd be fine if all these messages from like, hey, we're gonna have to do this, and this is why we did this. But we're talking about the after effects of it when they should not exist afterward. It sacrificed their souls. Like, I know legit our little fairy companion person said like, yeah, they're kind of like farewell letters or whatever. Yeah, but still, they shouldn't have been able to do it after dying. Okay, I had to take a quick break, so sorry if I do not remember if I finished that thought process about how stupid these little farewell letters are. Because, like, it doesn't make sense they somehow set them up after they were killed. That's all I was going with. Did I read this line? It was necessary for we sirens to sacrifice our souls. It was the only way. Yeah, pretty certain I read it. Now, our souls are combining with the flame. You must have heard it. Our requiem. Our regret cries throughout the ocean. We are born of the ocean, and eventually we return as foam. Why is Japan so obsessed with that one part of The Little Mermaid? 100%. Those of you guys that don't know, The Little Mermaid story actually ends with the Little Mermaid throwing herself off a cliff because the prince doesn't learn who she is. The love is unrequited. And she turns into sea foam, and it's very tragic. That's how the story actually goes. So, God, does Japan and other people love that one bit of we return as sea foam kind of thing. It's whatever. Moving on. If we were to neglect the ocean's flame, it would have destroyed the very ocean itself. But aren't you a part of the flame now? Didn't you make it stronger? This was our only option. But the danger has not passed. You didn't finish what you were trying to do. Okay, good to know. While our thoughts remain, the requiem will not end. The only one who can stop us is you, Emo. That is why we released you from the sea. You who are born of my blood, a siren skilled in carmentation. I'm sorry I could not choose, as your mother, to inflict such a fate upon my own beloved daughter. So, you must decide, what will you do? Please end the siren song. Why did you ask her to decide and then just be like, but I'd really appreciate if you did it this way? Dude, rude. I'm sorry for being a terrible mother. Like, seriously. Even the NPCs are only given the illusion of choice. Fucking Christ. Absurd. You're all taking your sweet time. Oh, what is this place? Has something happened? Not really. Oh dear. Perhaps it's best we return to the Fiesole for now. Okay, sure. Emo has left the party. Okay, sure. Whatever. Now we're here. Okay, sure. Whatever. So the siren settlement was destroyed by that event with the sea's light. I guess. Princess Emo, desperate to rescue her home, rushed to Shatola in search of help. I like how we got all the info last cutscene, but this dude's got to give us the Cliff's Notes version of the cutscene we just saw, because it doesn't expect us as the player to have realized what the cutscene just told us. So now they need to tell it to us in a different way. Which is where she was apprehended by the awful landlord, is that right? Yeah, that's the plot that we just dealt with. Meanwhile, the sirens sacrificed their souls in order to suppress that mysterious light. Yeah, that's what we just saw in the cutscenes. Do you think that's Lorelai's true form? Probably. I mean, like, apparently the song's still going when they're dead. Cool. I think you might be right. The regret of the sirens, fused with that body of light, then became Lorelai. I'm sure of it. They made the sea's flame bigger. Cool. Good stuff, guys. That would explain the grief in the song we can hear. No, it's a nocturne. It's supposed to be, you know, whatever. Emo's mother sounded so horribly sad. How cruel that the siren's grief should be used by Lorelai to draw people to their deaths. I don't know if it's outright intentional. Like, they outright fused with this ocean flame thing. Cool. And the song's not stopping because it needs a siren to stop it, technically. But they're dead. They know they can't stop it. But the song itself is destructive in nature, and it's still going. It's not like the ocean flame is doing it out of, like, to be cruel. It's probably just quite literally, it's there, and it has the song around it now. And that's Lorelai in people's eyes. Well, we got it, right? That's how it would probably actually be, but nope, it's probably going to be a personification of a weird monster thing we need to fight in a dungeon, and that's actually going to solve everything. Because screw everything we just learned and what we just learned and how it was properly explained that way. Nope, it's going to be a monster we need to fight. Cool. When really it's the sirens mourning, wishing they didn't have to leave Emo alone. It sounds to me like the only way to stop Lorelai is with Emo's carmentation. Cool, whatever. I think so too. Even though that's a made-up word we made up for this game. I wonder what Emo wants to do. I don't know. Have you guys found it weird that the landlord's not come looking for her this entire time? Like, not for nothing. Oh, she just went back to the bar? How stupid do you get? I sent the customers home, as you requested. Well, bartender, you're really nice for someone who doesn't have a name, huh? Unlike this dude who's just a perv and he has a name. Maybe you should have been a perv, bartender. Thank you as always, bartender. Yeah, just so... It's so forced anytime one of these, like, NPCs that are low-key vital to the plot need to be mentioned. We just say their title. The same for the lady, if you will. Maybe his name is just bartender. Sure. Wait. So apparently Emo requested all the people leave the store. Like, leave the bar. But she can't talk to the bartender. How'd she do that? Are we going to discuss the fact that, like, apparently she can communicate with him? No? Okay, fine. Let's just gloss over it. Whatever. Not much of a drinker. Alcohol has its benefits, you know. I find it can be quite useful at times. And there's something you would much rather forget. Yeah, that's called alcoholism, Hein. That's not how you're supposed to drink. That's quite literally unhealthy. You're supposed to deal with your emotions and slowly push through them and, you know, come to terms with them. Not drown them in alcohol. That's a very unhealthy way of looking at it. So I come here, and before long I forget the pain I've been holding on in my heart. Yeah, that's alcoholism. Sometimes we need to learn how to negotiate with our pain in order to survive. Yes, But negotiating and dealing with your pain is not burying it in a bottle. Don't teach that to people. Kids play this. I get this probably has like a teen rating because it's a JRPG and fantasy violence. But like, don't teach youths that that's how you handle alcohol. That's dumb. It's dumb. You shouldn't be romanticizing it that way. But you never completely forget. The more you want to forget, the more important it is to you. Dude, you don't understand emotions well, do you? Japan doesn't know how to have heartfelt moments a lot, do they? Writers for JRPGs don't, I should say. I shouldn't, like, have the entirety of Japan in that little bubble. JRPG writers usually don't know how to handle emotions. That's why you must remember it. You mustn't forget the pain or the sadness. The only ones able to remember those who are gone are we who have been left behind. Dude. The first part of this cutscene, you were saying like, yeah, drink. It helps you not deal with your emotions. This part of the cutscene is like, no, you need to face your emotions, man. Whether it be in a bottle or not. It's like, dude, make up your mind. Never forget them, and they will continue to live on in your heart. Don't you agree? Yeah, I think you're full of crap. We only die when we're forgotten. Our existence is fragile like the bula, which is why we must treasure it. I'm certain the bartender doesn't know what a bula is. And Hind, why do you know what it is? We were given that info about those stupid bubbles when you weren't in the party, so why do you know what that is? For their sake, I think you can withstand the pain in your heart. Keep their memory alive. That's pretty demeaning. Obviously, person who's the last of their race and just found out her entire family and everyone else is dead is probably going to be grieving. And your like way of handling it is like, yeah, emotions are bullshit, but you need to come to terms with it and, you know, keep moving forward. You need to keep their memory alive and, you know, just keep doing things, and that's what's important right now. Let the woman grieve, honestly, dude. Just let her grieve. Why does media never let people frickin' grieve? Oy vey. Oy effin' vey. Did she leave you alone? That's what you said to her? Dude, rude. More or less. Huh. You know what? I kind of like that extra tidbit at the end. Because apparently Hein knows the siren language. And that's what we're supposed to glean from that extra bit at the cutscene. Because apparently the bartender could not comprehend what they were saying. And Hein just said it afterward. It was like, yeah, that's what I told her. That's a good tidbit. And it contradicts the one thing where, like, why does he know the bula or whatever? He knows the language. So on and so forth. Whatever. That Hein. He said he was going to check on her and still isn't back yet. Why do you trust him? Come on, Hein. Let's go and see Emo. Girl, it's late. I want to go night-night. Anyways, guys. It's been an episode. One that's supposed to be heart-wrenching, but God, did they not properly make me care? I guess I'll talk about that a lot more next episode. Anyways, guys, I'll talk to you again in another episode of Harvestella. But until then, ciao.